Hi guys, how's it going? It's Dragonball AG here, coming to you with another Dokkan Battle video. I've seen a lot of comments in Twitter and Reddit pages and other people doing videos on saying the worldwide celebration kind of sucks. And although in my view it's kind of similar to that, I just want to have a quick comparison with the 250 million download celebrations and the 300 million download celebration, just to see objectively to see how it actually compares part one worldwide celebration to the part ones of the previous celebrations for the downloads and the download festivals, and just to see really where our expectations of the Dokkan community are just a bit too high for what this celebration is compared to what we've got previously. So yeah, that's what we're going to look at in today's video. If you like the content we've been putting out so far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. Make sure you're made aware of all my latest videos when we go live. Also, if you enjoy this video, please remember to give that a thumbs up. One of the things before we get on with the video is I'm not going to talk about the Memorial Dragonstone issue. I kind of feel like a lot of people have already talked about it. Everyone's got honest thoughts on that, ultimately about how expensive the Dragonstones are and how it's not really that free-to-play friendly. One thing I would just say on this is it does just give everyone a slightly extra option on how they want to use the tickets. If it was the previous celebrations, we would have just got tickets anyway, and everyone would have been quite happy with getting their free tickets to do summons on. So the fact that the stones are very expensive, it is what it is kind of thing, and I'm not really going to talk too much about it in the rest of this kind of video. So let's get on with the video and let's start comparing about how the different celebrations compare against each other. We're going to broadly split this into kind of 5 categories here. We've got story events, we've got Dokkan events and the Dokkan festivals themselves. For someone like me, to your my view of the camp, who really enjoy summoning, then to me getting a really good Dokkan festival here is a part of the actual content to me, because with a bad Dokkan festival I wouldn't probably summon on it, and then it would be less enjoyment for me as well during the game. I know other people feel differently on this. They don't feel like Dokkan summonings are actual content, but in my opinion, they do count as content. And then we'll have a look at kind of the special event, which is really just the JP versus global campaign for the 250 million download celebration, 300 million download celebration, and then the co-op campaign that we've got for the worldwide celebration. And then we'll also have a look at some of the limited events, which just kind of gave us a lot of stones, and we'll also have a look at the challenge events that war for the series, things like boss rush, community battles, events, super battle road, Dokkan ultimate flash, and that, etc. So we have a look at the story mode first. So 250 million download celebration, we've got a kind of brand new story mode event, which is kind of based around facing off against the Ginyu Force, and then the early parts of trying to beat Frieza and the Frieza arc, and I believe it got a free-to-play AGL Piccolo, which then got an Extreme Z battle during the celebration, an Extreme Z Awakening through an Extreme Z battle event during the celebration. So I don't remember that being a particularly long event or challenging event to do, but it's just a simple story event for people to get some extra stones and get this new free-to-play unit. 300 million download celebrations. So for global, we got 2 brand new story events. So the Mysterious Monster Cell, and we got the Perfect Cell games, or just the Cell games, sorry. Now, the one thing I would say is on JP, they only just got the Cell games as a brand new story event, because Mysterious Monster Cell had already dropped at the end of June 2019. The fact that Global got this extra story event is just really allowing them to play catch up. And then on the Worldwide celebration, both versions of the game for the ultimate final battle. So we were comparing JP aspects of this to each version of the game would have only got 1 extra story event, whereas for Global during the 300 million download celebration, they actually got an extra story event just because it's playing catch up. And I guess this kind of happened on the Worldwide celebration as well, because during the Countdown celebration we got a brand new story event, which we really shouldn't get until Goten and the Transforming Goten and Boo release in November. So we're getting that story, we got that story event kind of a couple months early from when we should get them on Global, which would be expected to be in November, and usually the Golden Week celebration always appears as the Thanksgiving celebration on the global side of the game. So the fact that we got that early, kind of like we got 2 brand new story events, just one kind of came out in and the countdown celebration, which is another thing that's worth to also mention. The countdown celebration was quite stacked for the countdown. I mean, probably what Bandai should have done, or Katsuki should have done, is move some of that content into the actual main celebration itself. Anyway, so let's then get onto the dual Dokkan Fest. So it's just standard in terms of Dokkan events. We've got two brand new Dokkan event stages, and each of the different celebrations there, so nothing there. So the rest that we've got to talk about is how good the banners are. So we've got dual Dokkan Fest for the Frieza and the Goku. Both of them were fire units at the time, transforming Goku and transforming Frieza. I mean, during the era they were really still quite top tier, but at that point we kind of moved into LRs, so the fact that they weren't LRs was maybe a bit of a disappointment. Then we got the LR, transforming Gohan and the LR transforming Cell during the main dual Dokkan Festival. I think they were the only LRs in the banner. I don't remember there being a true LR banner at the time, and the rest of them were all TURs. And then for the dual Dokkan Fest for the Worldwide celebration, we got the Goku Angel Kushida banner, and then we got the Tank banner, and both of these had 4 featured LRs on this. So with handful was out, the Worldwide celebration was far superior here to get 4 LRs on the banner. That's even better than what we got for the 5-year anniversary. So just, to me, it seems just crazy that we put 4 LRs on each of those banners. So it's just really good value for money in that sense of it. So in terms of the overall quality of what you're getting from the banners, I would say the dual Dokkan Festival for this. And also they've got the tradition as well. It's not being hero and extreme or super and extreme type banners. They kind of put both types of units on either banner. So they're changing to Worldwide celebration. They kind of broke that tradition of it being super and extreme Dokkan Festival banner. Then we'll have a look at the special event here where we got the co-op campaigns. So I think the big drawback here is that in the 250 million download celebration and 300 million download celebration is we got rewards for trying to complete the missions against each other. So you get basically we got either for 250 million download celebration, if we won the celebration we get a Super Saiyan Goku card, we lost we get the Frieza card, and then the 300 million download celebration, the winners get the perfect cell, and the losers got the funny Hercule card smacking his bum. I feel like this is important because this really incentivized players to actually do the missions and do the event. So it was just missions for the 250 million download celebration. For 300 million download celebration, we did get a special event as well where we tried to, it was a bit of a punching bag event and trying to get a really high score, and it was just based around different types of units every single day. I feel like the fact that we got rewards for brand new, like free trophy kind of cards here, because you wouldn't ever use these cards, you just kind of trophy cards, but the fact there was actually a reward in getting a brand new unit for either winning or losing it kind of incentivized players to complete the missions. Whereas in the co-op campaign that we just got over the Worldwide celebration, there was no sort of like, complete all the missions and you receive a brand new unit. What we were getting was a brand new wallpaper. We cleared all the missions ultimately, cooperative missions, and I feel like that wasn't enough incentive for players to play and to actually try and complete the missions. So I feel like that was maybe Katsuki's first mistake. So for the limited events, guys, in the 250 million download celebration, we got the treasure hunt event. So we got 10 stones every single day when we beat this event, and I believe you also got an extra 10 stones as a mission, so you got a total of 20 stones. So we got 140 stones for the launch event, which is just really a staggering amount of stones to get in a space of a week, which were free to play. Then in the 300 million download celebrations, we got a similar event to the launch treasure hunt event in terms of this Goku event, where we got to we got 10 stones each day, so we got a total of 70 stones from beating this Goku event called Obtain Dragon Stones, Eat Up and Fight Up missions. And then we also got this limited event where you got special keys to use in the sort of the key part of the game, and you just clear this event and you get special training items. So that wasn't really that impressive, but it was good to get extra resources, I guess, and you got the extra stones. Which for the Worldwide celebration, what we've got is we've got the launch treasure hunt that's come back again. And we're getting 20 stones each time we clear it, but you can only do it once a week, and so it's going to be like spread over a period of 5 weeks to get 100 stones. And this to me, so 100 stones is great, but the fact that it's getting spread over 5 weeks is really disappointing. And I think it's a sign to say, guys, that basically we're not going to get nearly as many stones for this worldwide celebration as we had in the past for the 300 million downloads celebrations and the 250 million download celebration, which gave around 1,000 free-to-play stones. I think we're probably going to get somewhere between the 500 and 700 stone mark. Just, I mean, the way this is going so far in part 1. Hopefully I'm wrong there. Hopefully we'll all get closer to the 1,000 or even go north of the 1,000 this time. Here's hoping. We also got the Saiyan Gluttons event, which allows us, you know, it's a really simple event, easy to beat, doesn't really matter what you do. And for the rewards that you get from it, you're getting these extra meat events, which is particularly good for allowing you to a free way to recover all your stamina once you've gotten through your stamina bar. However, if you're sort of like a more casual player, or you don't play Dokkan for hours and hours and hours on end, because my play style, particularly for Dokkan, is I usually just play it to get my stamina bar all the way down to 0, and then once it's done, I'll go do something else for a couple of hours, and then I'll come back to playing some more Dokkan. Particularly, you know, sometimes I'll be at work, sometimes I'll be studying, sometimes I'll be like making dinner, I'll be doing other things, you know, round about the house that needs to be done, and playing other games in particular, and there's just less of a need to actually use these stamina events. I'm more than happy to say that's time up, but you might be one of these players that are particularly, you know, really hardcore in Dokkan and you play it all the time, so the value of these meat items are particularly maybe so much better to you than they are to other players. But to my playing style, they're not all actually that valuable, and I've got like about, you know, loads of meats because I really barely ever use it. I've used it a little bit more recently because of the link leveling, but if it wasn't for link leveling, I don't think I'd be ever using the meats component that often. So, you know, I think depending on what type of player you are, the value of that is questionable, I guess, here. So I definitely think, you know, the 300 million download celebration, the 250 million download celebration trumps what we're getting here over on global for the worldwide celebration for part 1. Then the main thing here that's probably the disappointing thing about the worldwide celebration is the challenge events. So let's just talk about quickly what we got for the 250 and the 300 million download celebrations. We got a brand new boss rush event, and we got a brand new Extreme Z battle event to Dokkan Awaken the free-to-play Piccolo. I guess the reason why we got an Extreme Z battle event back then is that Extreme Z battle only came out as part of the 3rd year anniversary as a brand new event, so it's still very, very new. So the fact that they were going to do one for the 300 million download celebration, for the 250 million download celebration, was a bit of a no-brainer. Then for the 300 million download celebration, we got another brand new boss rush stage. We got a Android themed Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash, which is quite good because I always like it when they try to retheme it and they change the boss item, just makes it a little bit more challenging. And the key big thing here is we've got 10 brand new Super Battle Road category stages, which just is very good for extra content because it forces you guys to try and beat a difficult event with a special category team. I mean, a lot of these harder events, they can be straightforward to beat if you're using like a Patara team or a Kamehameha team or a Pure Saiyans team that can just basically run through most of the events. But Super Battle Road stages, I always like them because it forces you to use a particular category, and it might be, you know, a little bit more challenging because unless you're like a whale and you've got the perfect box, you might not have all the perfect units to try and beat this event. So you're like, how do I tweak my team here and there? Which items do you actually run? It's a little bit more thought about it, and they can be quite difficult to try and beat them. Then you obviously get if you clear the events enough time, you get the rewards of the new LR unit that comes with the extra 10 stages. So that was really good because for those 10 stages, we got the really cool, I mean, he's one of my favourite LRs actually, is the Kid Goku and Bulma LR. So I was quite happy when we got that Super Battle Road, those extra 10 stages came. So let's have a look what we got for the worldwide celebrations. We got the retheme of the Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash, which to me was actually more challenging than other people have said. Because especially my JP account, which is completely free to play, I wasn't able to beat the Ultimate Gohan and the Gotenks event stages. So, you know, I definitely think it was a bit more challenging than some people in the community have said. And we also got another brand new Dokkan boss rush, but at this point in time, these are not challenging at all because Dokkan events have become really straightforward because of power creep into the game. And the only good thing about this is we got an extra 35 stones. I think the big thing here was the really disappointment was we didn't get the brand new Super Battle Road stages on Global that JP just got about a couple of weeks earlier and was part of the Z-Sword Gohan celebration. The fact that these didn't drop on Global at the same time is just where I think Bandai just made a big mistake. Bandai shouldn't have released it as part of that Z-Sword Gohan Dokkan Festival a couple of weeks just before the Worldwide celebration. They should have dropped it at the same time on both versions of the game. Why they decided not to do that, it just doesn't make much sense, because nobody would have complained about lack of content during the Z-Sword Gohan that transforms into Ultimate Gohan over in JP. There would be no complaints about lack of content there. It would have purely made more sense to put the Super Battle Road in with the Worldwide celebration, so then everyone would be saying, oh, there's still loads of things to do, because you'd have these 10 brand new Dokkan events that you're trying to beat. And I think everyone thought they would be coming as part of this celebration, because when they were first announced in V-Jump, I think a lot of people were thinking, right, they would announce the new Super Battle Road stages, but I bet they'll be coming for the, well, at the time, the 350 million download celebration before it was rebranded Worldwide celebration. So I don't understand why Bandai and Nakatsuki didn't do that. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and I feel like that's the main reason why a lot of people are saying this Worldwide celebration sucks in terms of lack of content. And I think that's the key issue here, is just the fact that this is what these 10 extra stages for Super Battle Road dropped in JP a couple of weeks earlier. If they dropped for both global versions of the game and the JP side of the game as part of the celebration, I'm absolutely convinced everyone would be saying here that, you know, there would be lots of content and nobody would really be moaning about part 1, because that's the only key difference here. Overall, the key differences, guys, here are between the two versions of the game is the fact that we got more free-to-play stones, I guess, in the old download celebrations. We got maybe a little bit more content in terms of challenge events with the Extreme Z Battle and the extra Super Battle Road stages and the 300 million download celebration. And you also got, you know, there's more incentive to do the Global versus JP campaign, because you got the reward units for winning and losing, whereas there's the lack of incentive for doing the co-op gang. And that's the main differences between the part 1s of the celebration. So I think the other thing that's a big thing here is that a lot of the events now are becoming really easier because of power creep into the game, especially with link levels being added in. It just means all the older type of events means all the older versions of the events are so much easier to beat now, because, you know, link level just makes all your units stronger. Anyway, so those are what I think are my key thoughts here on why the Worldwide celebration, how it compares to the previous ones. Hopefully there'll be lots more content in part 2, part 3 of the celebration, and I hope you guys liked the video. Remember to give it a thumbs up if you did. I will catch you guys in the next video. Also remember to subscribe,